It's time for the Avista NAIA World Series preview, taking you behind the scenes, into the dugouts. Sponsored by P1FCU, Tri-State Outfitters, and Clarkston Auto Sales.
Tonight, a special on the 66th annual Avista NAIA World Series.
Peaking at the right time.
We'll take you inside the huddle and also behind the scenes through the lens of the LC State athletic staff.
Nothing prepares you for the World Series.
Along with those who help out with the grounds crew and much more.
We wouldn't be able to get the NAIA World Series every year here in our location without our community and without our volunteers.
Plus, hear from the 4 LC State coaches that also played for the Warriors.
Something I would never change.
The relationships you create with the players.
You don't really get a lot of those moments in your life.
Coach Chef used to say that a player's a bad judge of their own character and a bad judge of how hard they're trying.
As a player, you're always your own worst critic, but as Coach Taylor says, you're always capable of giving more. Welcome inside the 66th annual Avista NAIA World Series preview. I'm Gianna Cefalu. This season, the LC State Warriors had plenty of new faces on the team. They went 4-2 in their Florida road trip. Now fast forward to May, the Warriors swept their way through the NAIA opening round and will compete for a national title. So let's take a look as to how they got here.
As a team that we're going to really have to rally together, and that's the only way to overcome it is by coming together as a team.
LC State faced some adversity this season, finishing 4th in the Cascade Conference, but the automatic host bid in the NAIA opening round gave the Warriors a clean slate.
We said we're 0-0 now, it does not matter, so we just tried to think of that and just play as best as we could.
All kind of fell into a little slump together, and now we're all rising together, so I don't know how to describe it, but it's working.
Despite their regular season finish, the Warriors showed power at the plate, launching 80 home runs as a team this year. And the long balls didn't stop there, as they hit 9 home runs in the opening round.
Our strength and conditioning consistently throughout the season, that plays a big role. Just coming out here and taking our batting practice in the cages. We always go in there with intent to hit doubles and hit the ball hard.
Not only did the Warrior hitters deliver, but relievers Alec Holmes and Jake Green stayed locked in when it mattered the most.
You get anything done that you can, especially at this point with the last 7, 8, 9 innings. They're called Warrior innings for a reason.
Don't think about the end of the inning. Don't think about the next hitter. I was thinking about this pitch right now, one pitch at a time.
The Warriors were the 4 seed heading into the opening round, but proved on their home turf that it's not how you start, but how you finish.
We know that the game's not over until the last out is recorded, so we're going to play hard until the umps call the game. And I mean, we knew that we were never out as a team.
Now that they're in the World Series, it's seniors Joe Ball and Eli Schubert's last ride to make the most of the opportunity ahead.
The chemistry off the field is almost as important as in the dugout and in the bullpen together, just because it's like these are your brothers.
You know, what legacy do we want to leave? What do we want to be remembered for? And especially being a part of some really special teams the past couple of years, it's talking about how we want to be remembered.
The seniors and the rest of the team now have unfinished business, seeking their 20th national title in program history.
Peaking at the right time.
Well, now that the Warriors are in the series, let's break down the rest of the teams competing for a national title. First up, we have the defending national champions, the Southeastern Fire, who will be making their 5th consecutive World Series appearance. And the Fire, they have been hot this year with a 55-4 overall record. Stephen Cullen leads the Fire this year with 23 home runs. Up next, we have the 2-seed Georgia Gwinnett, who are also no strangers to Harris Field, as they're making their 5th straight World Series appearance. The Grizzlies actually won the World Series back in 2021 with spectacular pitching and timely hitting. Now, speaking of, AJ Shipkowski became the only player in NAIA history to hit 30 home runs and have 30 stolen bases. Then to California, it's the Westmont Warriors making back-to-back World Series appearances. Now, the secret to their success this year has been their pitching. Chase Godard put the team on his back in the opening round with 5 strikeouts in 6 innings, allowing just 3 hits. Now we have have the William Carey Crusaders, who are making their 4th World Series appearance in program history, looking to win their first title since 1969. They put up a dominant 27 runs on 20 hit performance in the opening round championship. The key to their success has been their team chemistry, as this team has played together for several years. Then it's the Bellevue Bruins out of Nebraska. They're making their 16th World Series appearance in program history. The Bruins have combined for 88 home runs this year and have a collective .347 team batting average. They will face William Carey on Friday for just the 4th all-time meeting ever. Then at the 6th seed, we have the Cumberland Patriots out of Kentucky, who will be making their first NAIA World Series appearance in school history. But that doesn't mean they aren't any strangers to winning at all, as head coach Brad Shelton picked up his 1,000th career win in their opening round title game against Columbia. Next, we have the Taylor Trojans out of Indiana, who will be making their first World Series appearance in 54 years. The Trojans notched their 4th 40-win season in program history. They cruised their way through the NAIA opening round thanks to Crossroads league batting champion Caleb Colpine, who went 3 for 3 with 6 RBI in their opening round championship. And we have another first-timer, the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats, who punched their ticket into the World Series, defeating Missouri Baptist 7-6. Caleb Engelsman drew the walk with bases loaded. It was also Lucas Gooden who came up clutch for the Wildcats. He launched 2 home runs and had 4 RBI. They'll face off against the LC State Warriors in the nightcap. Up next, it's the Mid-American Nazarene Pioneers, who make their 2nd World Series appearance in history. They took down LSU Shreveport 7-6 in their opening round championship. The key difference maker, Sean Maple's game-tying single to set up the bases-loaded walk in the 9th inning. And last but not least, it's the LC State Warriors into the World Series. They put up a masterful performance in the opening round, winning all 3 of their games. And the long ball was the key storyline of the season. Nick Siemens, he leads the way with 15 home runs, while Isaiah Thomas, well, not too far behind him with 14. And still so much more ahead tonight on KLEW Sports, Avista NAIA World Series preview. He's a Gold Glover, and his name is Carter Booth. He has a perfect fielding percentage, so safe to say he's found success in year 1 with the Warriors, and what he's already learned.
Just a baseball player that I'm a human being also.
Carter Booth's story coming up after the break. Also, 4 LC State coaches who played for the Warriors, how their time on the field translates into being role models for the players today.
Now let's get back to the Avista NAIA Preview Show on KLEW.
The Warriors welcome many newcomers to the squad, including outfielder Carter Booth. Booth was named a Cascade Conference Gold Glover for a reason, as he didn't commit a single error all year long. He also scored a team-leading 50 runs in the regular season. I caught up with him on how he's found success at LC State, his connection to the Warriors, and much more.
We've got a lot of guys from different backgrounds who come from different places, and I think that just builds to the culture that we are trying to instill in this program.
Booth and the rest of the Warrior team continue to build the team culture, and there's one player in particular that helped him fit right in.
Pukani Desa, definitely, he welcomed me in right away as soon as I got here, and he definitely gave me a taste of what LC was about and just the history of it.
Although it's his first year at LC State, he knew all about Warrior baseball from a young age.
Around 12 or 13, I actually was coached by an alum, Ray Atkinson, from LC. And so I would always hear stories about LC growing up, and once I found out that I was making the decision to come here, I really embraced that Warrior way that he talked about.
The Warrior way means having to work for everything, and that work has translated in the batter's box, where he now has a .347 batting average.
My biggest focus has just been trying to stay consistent and just being where my feet are and really enjoying each day as it comes.
The junior has stayed consistent at the plate. Booth hit the walk-off home run to give the Warriors the 10-8 win against Oregon Tech on Senior Day.
They brought in a new pitcher right before that, and I saw that he was just throwing a lot of fastballs in his warm-up, and I saw that he started the first few batters out early with fastballs.
From practice to game days, Booth has absorbed everything he can from the LC State coaching staff.
Coming here, like the mental side of things was just the biggest thing that really helped me progress as the fall went on, as we've gone through the spring. And I'd say Coach Ballmer has really helped me with my mental game.
In just his short time at LC State so far, Booth has learned one key takeaway while being in a Warrior uniform.
I've learned that I'm not just a baseball player, that I'm a human being also, and that it's okay to have a bad day at the field and not carry that back home and wake up the next morning and still have that same excitement that I've always had to go to the yard.
And still ahead tonight on the Avista NAIA World Series preview, the updated Hal Murphy plaque at Ed Sheff Stadium honors those who dedicated their time and effort to making Harris Field the way it is today.
The Avista NAIA World Series preview show on KLEW continues.
The NAIA World Series is a perfect opportunity for the local community, fans of baseball, and those out of town to come to Lewiston and support their teams. But what about what goes on behind the scenes? Well, I spoke with 4 admin on what it's like for them to be a part of the series every year.
It's fun to be a part of something that big.
Athletic trainers Tracy Collins and Taryn Schmidt play a key role in the NAIA World Series, providing care for everyone at the park.
We also run a first aid station that's run by community volunteers that are amazing for us. So that red tent is a first aid station, and we have seen a lot of different things over the years.
On top of taking care of the crowd, the media, and even the umpires, they also take part in even working around games.
We're also taking care of weather situations, and we've had quite a bit of thunderstorms, so we're having to make some calls there.
Another Warrior admin heavily involved in the NAIA World Series is Sports Information Director Alicia Alexander, who came to LC State because of baseball.
Nothing prepares you for the World Series. I would ask people, what's it like to work the World Series? And they just be like, just wait, you'll find out.
Alexander writes recaps, takes photos, helps with the video board, and so much more.
You're exhausted, but it's so worth it. I love sitting in the press box. I can sit in the press box all day long and be completely happy. I'm running around, I'm writing about baseball, I'm helping people talk about baseball.
It's no secret baseball is tradition here at LC State, and Warrior Athletic Director Brooke Hens has been a part of it all.
I've been at every single series that we've hosted except for one when I was at graduate school. And so I've been fortunate enough to actually go through most of the working procedures of the tournament, from assistant tournament director, currently the current tournament director.
And the LC State athletics staff, they put in tireless work to put on a successful World Series. But the series also would not be possible without the volunteers that help out. I spoke with admin coordinator Sam Mileage on what it takes to put this event all together.
When we first post it, it's almost a competition for everybody to get signed up. We have ushers, we have program sellers, we have hospitality room workers, and ticket takers. And then new this year, which is really exciting, we have our grounds crew assistants that get to help out our Diamonds crew keep the field ready and prepped.
Last year's World Series had about 200 volunteers, and all of them played a key role in making the series a special place for fans to come watch the game they love.
We wouldn't be able to get the NAIA World Series every year here in our location without our community and without our volunteers.
In addition to helping out, volunteers receive a couple key perks.
A really nice t-shirt, and there's a different one every year. This year's our 66th annual year, so they'll get that along with a day pass.
Although Malinich may be new to the NAIA World Series this year, she's no stranger to the positive feedback she receives from the community.
And they know exactly where they want to to go and exactly what to do already.
Shifts range from anywhere from the morning, afternoon, or evening. But one commonality volunteers share is the unforgettable experience.
Not only is it just baseball games, it's the interaction. We have our veteran World Series goers too, really, that they get to see every year, and they're so excited. Sometimes they only see them here at the series. They love all the extra promotions and vendors that we get to bring in also along with this series.
The volunteers and the Warrior athletic staff play a key part in making the World Series come to life each year. It's been home to so many teams in the 80s, and now it's made its way back here in the year 2000. And Harris Field wouldn't be the field it is today without the community members. The Hal Murphy plaque is located right in front of Ed Schiff Stadium, recognizing those who dedicated numerous hours of service, construction, and fundraising at Harris Field. There are 30 total names on the list, and former athletic and tournament director Gary Piccone describes just how significant they were to the community.
These people right here were the people that helped build this place in many ways. I mean, literally built it, from welders to people who hauled dirt, to people who put bleachers together, painted. They did everything. So this was a real team effort, and again, we're happy to recognize those people are no longer with us, but there's many people that are with us that are still part of it.
And you could say Warrior baseball runs in the blood of a lot of these players, but 4 men in particular turning their experience on the field into coaching.
That he instilled in all of us is still here today.
Stay tuned to hear from all 4 coaches and their experiences on playing for the LC State Warriors. Stay with us.
Now let's get back to the Avista NAIA preview show on KLEW.
10 teams are all vying for the NAIA World Series title, but these players, they wouldn't be here without the support of their coaches. And that rings true for LC State, as 4 out of 5 the coaches actually played for the Warriors, and all of them coming from different eras of Warrior baseball. They all said in some way, shape, or form that the program changed their lives for the better.
Getting into a routine, meeting a lot of the returners, and just getting going, it was amazing. It was something I would never change.
Assistant coach Billy Silvestri played for the Warriors during the 2011 and 2012 seasons. He's in his 10th year now as a coach.
Kind of approached the old head coach, Jeremiah Robbins, about see if I actually liked coaching. I didn't know if that was something I wanted to do, and him letting me go that first year, I loved it.
Another key piece to the coaching staff is Alan Balmer, who played from 2002 to 2006 and won 2 national championships. He played under the late head coach Ed Schiff.
The discipline in the program and the routine that he instilled in all of us is still here today, and I think that's what helps most of these guys get through the college.
Another Coach Chef product is now 5th-year head coach Jake Taylor, who was a part of the 1992 national title team.
That was easily the greatest moment I had on the baseball field, was after everything we'd done and the amount of work we put in throughout the year to actually see it come to fruition. I was always capable of giving more. There's more in there. And that's something that we still try to instill in these guys. I mean, a lot of times as Coach Chef used to say, a player's a bad judge of their own character and a bad judge of how hard they're trying.
The most recent player on the coaching staff also knows the feeling of giving more on the field. Anthony Balderas won the World Series back in 2017.
You don't really get a lot of those moments in your life, so it was one of the best ones that I've ever had so far. I mean, it was just a great experience being able to win out there, dog pile with all the guys that we kind of went through everything.
All 4 coaches come from different eras and teams, but one commonality they share is how rewarding it is to come back and coach for the program that helped them so much as players.
I think just seeing guys mature over the years, from either being freshmen or coming in from junior college, and kind of watching their paths and watch them grow over the either 1 year or 3 years.
I wanted to be able to pass down some of the things that helped me throughout the college process, and I just want to hand that down to the guys who come here.
The relationships you create with the players and the coaching staffs, and you get to know different people every year, and you go out in the community.
I've been fortunate enough to be in former players' weddings and best man, and just creating friendships and lifelong bonds with them, and it's no different with the players we've had the last couple of years in the coaching staff.
And that'll do it for for me here in studio. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now it's time to play ball.